Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making this dress I saw on Pinterest. I thought it was absolutely stunning, so if you want to make one for yourself, just keep watching. I'm going to begin by getting my starting line, and this is going to serve as my shoulder line. The next thing I'll do is get my horizontal measurements, which is my chest line and my waistline. I'll just go ahead and put the same figure on the other side so I can get straight lines. Now I'm going to impute my shoulder measurement, and I'll put the same figure on my chest line and connect. For my neck width, I'll use 3 inches, and for the neck depth, I'll also use 3 inches. Now on this line here, I'll come down by 1 inch, and I'll go out on my shoulder line by half an inch, and I'll connect these points together. Now I'm going to find the middle of this line so I can create my arm curve. On my chest line, I'm going to impute my bust circumference divided by 4, and I'll be adding ease to this figure, and I'll also add my sewing allowance. If you're using a stretchy fabric, then you can skip this part. On my waistline, I'll also impute my waist circumference divided by 4 plus ease and my sewing allowance, and I'll connect these points together. Moving on, I'm going to mark my bust line with a dot, and from that point, I'll go in by 3.5 inches. I'm doing this so I can create a dart for my armhole. I'm going to draw a line from the armhole to about 1 inch above that dot. My dart is 1 inch, and I'll connect the points together. I'll be adding half an inch for my hemming allowance. After cutting out the excess paper, I'm just going to go ahead and close my dart. Now I'm going to figure out where I want my opening to start from, and I decided to go about 1 inch above the chest line, and from that 1 inch point I'll go in by half an inch to create my opening, and I'll take this all the way down. So after cutting that out, I'm just going to indicate that this side will be cut on fold. Now I'm going to create slash lines, and I'll be starting slightly below the center fold. Now I'll slash open the lines, but I will not be slashing through the paper. On another paper, I'm going to be spreading my slashed lines, and I will put this side that says fold at the tip of the paper, and I'll be spreading with about 2 inches in between the slashed lines. Afterwards, I'm going to trace out my new pattern, and I'll cut this out. This is what my front pattern looks like now, so I'll go ahead and draft the back. Just like the front pattern, I'm going to mark my starting line, and this is also my shoulder line. From the side of the paper, I'll roll out 1/2 inch for my zip allowance. Now I'll mark my horizontal measurements, which is my chest line and my waistline. I'll mark my shoulder measurement and put the same figure on my chest line. For my neck width, I'll be using 3 inches, and for the depth, I'll use 1 inch. I'll just go ahead and connect these points together. Just like the front, I'll go out by 1/2 inch on my shoulder line and come down by 1 inch and connect. I'll find the middle point of this line and create my arm curve. On my chest line, I'll impute my chest measurement plus my ease and my sewing allowance. On my waistline, I'll do the same thing, my waist circumference divided by 4 plus ease and my sewing allowance, and I'll connect the points together. I'm going to add a dart to my waistline, and I'll be using 1 inch as the dart intake. Now I'm going to contour the waistline just a little bit. I'll go in from the end here by 1/2 inch and connect that to my neckline. So after doing that, I have to replace the zip allowance back. So I'm just going to connect using 0.5 inches again to the neckline. Now moving on to creating the skirt, I'm going to mark my horizontal measurements, and I'll be using the very top of this paper for my waistline, and I'll come down by 10 inches for my hip line, and I'll use the rest of the paper for the length of my skirt. So on my waistline, I'm going to mark my waist circumference divided by 4, and I'll add 1/2 inch for sewing allowance and 1 inch for my dart intake. I'm going to go in by 3.5 inches and mark 1/2 inch on both sides to create my dart. On my hip line, I'll mark my hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1/2 inch for sewing allowance, and I'll connect that to my waistline. For the length of my skirt, I'll be using the same measurement on my hip, which is my hip circumference plus 0.5 inches for sewing allowance. Moving on, I'm going to mark where I want my flare to start from, and I'm marking 16 inches down from the waistline. Now I'm going to create slash lines, and from the tip of my dart I would create my first line, and afterwards I'll just measure what I have down here, and I will divide it equally and create equal lines. Now it's time to slash the lines. I'll begin by slashing the first one so I can close my dart. After closing my dart now, I'm just going to create equal lines at the top piece here. I'm also going to create slash lines at the bottom here so I can get that flared effect that you can see on the skirt. So now I'm going to create that opening that is on the front of the skirt. So from the bottom, I'll go up by 8 inches and I would create that opening from that point. I'll go in by 2.5 inches from the side of the skirt. After getting my desired curve, I'll just add allowance and then I'll cut it out. Now creating the back of the skirt is the same thing we did for the front of the skirt. The only difference is I will be adding zip allowance and the top part of the skirt will not be slashed open. So just like the front of the skirt, I'm going to mark where I want my flare to begin, and just like the front, I'll be using 16 inches. Okay, so after getting my pattern ready, I'm just going to pin this down to my fabric, and at the top part here I'm using about 2 inches in between each spread. So for the bottom part of my skirt, I'll also be spreading with about 2 inches because I don't want the skirt to be too full. But if you'd like yours to have more flare, then you can spread with about 3 inches or 3.5 inches. I'm done spreading my pattern and this is what it's looking like. So on the bottom hip line here, I'm just going to make a notch because that is where my elastic band is going to end. I've also spread the back pattern of my skirt and this is what it's looking like. This is the front pattern of my top, and as you can see here, I've put it on fold, so I'm going to cut through, but this middle is going to be on fold. Okay, so the first thing that I did was to join the shoulders of the front and the back top together, and as you can see, I've also gone ahead to bias my armhole, bias the bottom of the top, and I also biased the front opening. So at the bottom of my top, I left a space so I can pass my rope through when I'm done sewing. Now this is the front piece for my skirt and it's on the wrong side. I'm going to be using an elastic band and I'll pull till I get to that notch that we made, and I'll be doing this on each side of the front piece, and afterwards I'm going to bias the waistline and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've attached my elastic band and this is what it's looking like. So the next thing I'm going to do is just close up the opening of the skirt. Okay, so after closing up the front of the skirt, this is what I have. I've also gone ahead to hold in my darts, and this is the back of the skirt. Okay, so looking at the original design, I can see that the front skirt overlaps the front top. So what I'm going to do is just take this to my sewing machine, and I'm going to be stitching the sides together. I'm also going to stitch the back top and the back skirt together. Okay, so I'm almost rounding up on the dress. So the next thing I'm going to do now is insert my zipper, and I will sew the side seams together and hem the bottom of my dress. Alright, so as you can see, I've sewn the side and my zipper has been placed in. So the next thing I'm going to do is just close up the rest of the dress, and also I would hem the bottom of this dress. Okay, so this is the last thing I'll be adding to the dress. It is the rope that I would use for the front of my top, and I have about 90 inches here, and I'm just going to fold it down like this and sew down. Alright, so this is what it looks like after I was done sewing. If you love this dress as much as I do, please make one for yourself, and don't forget to tag me so I can see it and like it, okay? Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you next time.